We're going to start with a number today.
Can I pick it?
Yes.
41.
You're wrong. 50 million.
Oh, I was just a little bit off, just a smidge away.
See, in the venture capital world, in the tech industry,
Right.
it's considered that you've made it when you have 50 million users.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Which is a lot.
It's a lot. So how long do you think it took remember the Apple iPod?
Yeah.
To get to 50 million sales?
I'm sure whatever I guess as an answer is going to be wrong. I'm going to say 3 years.
You're wrong. 2.
I wasn't that wrong.
Okay. What about Facebook?
Facebook, 5 years.
Wrong. You want to try again?
4 years.
3.5 years.
Okay.
Okay. Pokemon Go.
Ooh.
To get to, they had.
The way you said it makes me think it's going to be quicker than all the other ones.
You're smart.
I'm going to say a year and a half.
19 days.
19 days?
Yes.
Holy bucket.
Okay. And then, okay, finally. 'cause
Yeah.
ChatGPT just hit 2 years.
Okay.
That's been around. How long do you think it took ChatGPT to get to 50 million users?
I don't think they're there yet. I'm going to go, this is a trick question. And they're at like 49 and a half or something. No. Not that tricky of a question.
No.
No.
You want to try again?
I don't know, 5 months?
5 days.
I don't believe it. It's
5 days.
I don't believe it.
50 million users in 5
That's globally?
days.
Is that
Yes.
globally? Okay. Out of 8 billion people.
All of a sudden, now we're like clarifying that. Like, oh, well, I would have said that if I knew that it was global. I mean, yeah, really.
Sure.
That was so shrewd
Thank
that you did that.
Most people I know use Gemini, so I can't.
Yeah, sure they do.
Or Apple Intelligence.
That thing's so woke. It's awful. Terrible.
That's a lot. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, 50 million users in 5 days.
Are we talking, this is a happy birthday to ChatGPT? Is this their birthday month?
Actually, it's November.
November? Okay.
We're like a belated.
We're just, it's a week late.
Belated.
No big deal.
So, where do you think ChatGPT is going to be 1 year from now?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be the search is what they're probably going to focus on is what's going to take over, and that more and more people will start using ChatGPT for the search. So I think that's where it's going.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing when you think about it. Do you use it a lot?
No,
I use it all the day.
I don't pay for it though. It's different. So for me, it's got to be an inconvenience, right? I open my browser, I can just put in anything and it goes to Google immediately. So I'm looking for speed. You pay for it, so you have an app, right?
Yes.
You just go to the app, so it's easier. I'm sure if I paid for it, I'd use it way more.
I mean, I don't even go to Google. I just type in, I just open up the app,
Right,
whatever
yeah.
I'm looking for, whether it's like a recipe or somebody was diagnosed with something yesterday, and so I didn't know what that acronym meant, and so I'm sitting there like, just reading up on it, and it's really fabulous.
How much do you pay for it per month?
$20 a month.
Okay, it's still too expensive.
So cheap.
Come back to me when it's like $6.99. Same price as Paramount Plus. Then I'll go ahead and sign up.
If it had football.
If it had soccer or football, absolutely.
Did you see that game last night?
Did you see that game last night?
The 49ers versus Buffalo.
Wow, I'm so proud of you. I'm shocking that you knew that.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a ton of snow.
No. Well, and so we were watching at the house because we have some friends over who are like really big into football.
That's why. Okay, I knew there had to be a reason.
That's what was on.
Yeah.
And so I went in there and I'm like, oh, well, Buffalo's winning because they're probably used to playing in the snow.
Yeah, that's what Nikki said. My girlfriend, she was like, oh my gosh, of course the 49ers lost. They're from California. They don't know what to do with all this snow.
And so then Barry says, well, they're all not from Buffalo.
But they live there. It's their community.
I know, but I'm sitting there going, I know they're all not from Buffalo.
That'd be funny if it was. You had to be from the city that you were
Wouldn't that be-
representing.
Yes. Yeah, we're not going to go to the 49ers for that one.
No.
Okay.
But that's very smart, very astute.
Thank you. And so David, one of our friends who was watching football, he said, that's what the commentator just said. I said,
Yeah.
look, I could now be a football commentator.
Well, let's not go that far. Maybe weather expert or an analyst for football games, but we're not going to go as commentator. No. I'm shocked you got those two teams right.
I know. It reminds me of that potato, a commentator.
Go on, carry on. Something about a plug or something. Welcome to the Kim Commando Today show.
Yes, it's Kim Commando Today. It's your great podcast where we talk about all things digital and sometimes football too, because I'm really into football.
Huge fan.
Yes. We're giving away a $500 Amazon gift card. You can go to winfromkim.com to enter to win. Once again, that's winfromkim.com. And of course, Andrew's here with us, not to be confused with Anthony or Adam.
No. Those aren't my name.
I know. What do you have?
The music industry, bigger than ever, even bigger than the movies. But there's some interesting stats that I want to share with you.
This is really good. I'm glad that you're sharing this with me because it's going to help my musical career.
Oh, yes, absolutely. All you need is the information I'm going to share with you and talent. And your musical career is going to take off.
It is.
That's all you need.
It is. I mean, I've got a lot of people asking me for my best of hits. A lot of people, a lot.
Oh, those are the same people that are making sure they get a Christmas bonus this year?
You know, it's funny. It's I think that's what they're saying.
What a coincidence.
All right. Don't forget to
like, comment, share, subscribe. We've hit 100,000 on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kim Commando. We appreciate that, but we want to keep growing. We want to make sure that we're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday going live for you with Kim Commando Today. So make sure if you haven't subscribed, hop over to the YouTube channel and subscribe, and you'll always get notifications when we go live, drop new videos. Hit a like, hit a share, hit a comment. We'd appreciate it.
Fabulous. Do you read the Wall Street Journal?
Nope.
Why not?
I don't read any newspaper on a regular. I go to aggregators who then take me to specific stories and sites.
Well, there is no such thing as a newspaper really anymore. But
That's true.
The Wall Street Journal site.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It also has a paywall.
Yeah, I pay for that too.
So if I want to read something on Wall Street Journal, I have to go to special websites to get around the paywall.
We're not recommending that anybody do that.
No. Reddit's pretty good at it though now. If there's a story on Reddit, this is just a side note. If there's a story on Reddit, you go 2 or 3 comments down, someone has got a link there that bypasses the paywall.
Well, because you can gift the article.
Oh, and then they just gift it to the whole Reddit community.
Exactly.
Thank you. I love presents.
So I was reading the Wall Street Journal yesterday on my iPad, and they had a whole story about Google. How when we say Google it, it's actually will mean that you're actually an old person.
Really?
Yeah, because Google is now, they use the word, the Titanic.
What?
Yeah.
Because it's a sinking ship?
Yep. It's a sinking ship. Because so many people are using AI, like we already talked about. Gen Zers, when they want to know something, they search TikTok.
So do I. I do sometimes.
And then also the Google search results are crappy.
Okay, that's fair too. But if you look at the stats, though, still they dominate. I mean, we're talking plus 90% of all global searches go through Google.
Titanic.
All right.
Hitting the iceberg.
How long until it's sunk?
Well, they didn't really get
decade?
No, I think it's probably, I bet you it's like within 3 years.
Wow, that's quick.
So I just wanted to say to all my friends who are working at the Wall Street Journal, is that I called this 2 years ago. Thanks for catching up.
Well, is the Wall Street Journal also a Titanic?
No.
No?
Because they have, I like the way that they present their stories, pros and cons. They always have 2 sides. And it's intelligent reporting.
Okay.
I mean, it's not somebody who's like sitting there on the internet going, blah, blah, I'm just... Blah.
Right, but generations younger than you and I, they get all their news from social media. They're not going to the Wall Street Journal with a paywall. They're going to the 2 or 3 influencers they follow. So I would consider...
Okay, because I share articles, like, for example, with the Gen Zers in my family. And now every once in a while, my niece will call me up and she'll say, hey, can I have your sign in for the Wall Street Journal? Because there's an article that I really want to read.
Okay, as long as you have 2.5 million family members, the Wall Street Journal's be okay.
Okay. Elon Musk has announced that their Tesla robotaxi service is going to be available in 2026.
Doubt it.
Okay. And it's not going to be fully autonomous.
Then it's not a robotaxi.
They're actually hiring a team of people to help the vehicles in the event when they get stuck.
But doesn't every single automated taxi use that? Yeah, I thought so.
But all the tech bloggers are like, oh, look at Elon Musk. Yeah, he said he's gonna, he's robotaxi. He's hiring a whole team of people. I'm sitting there, I'm reading this crap, going like, you know what? All of them have somebody.
Absolutely.
It's called customer service.
Even the fully automated grocery store was just people in India scanning the stuff for you.
Yes, that was awful, wasn't it?
But it was what was happening.
Does that look like a banana? What is that?
It's either a box of cake or a banana. Well, let's go with box of cake.
It's more expensive.
But I mean, with that, I would help sell that to more people too, saying, hey, I know you're in a driverless car, but there is a human there that's monitoring everything and making sure you keep safe. It's a good selling point, I think.
It is a good selling point, but I just think it's funny that all the bloggers are they found something. They saw the job openings, and it was like, oh, this is an expose.
Investigative reporting.
Speaking of Elon Musk, Starlink, they hit a milestone of 6,370 Starlink satellites now above.
That's a lot of satellites. I would have never, if you started the show off with that number, I'd have been so low.
Really?
I'd have been like 100.
I don't know, 12.
They're satellites. They're in the sky. I don't think you need that many.
They started in 2019.
Okay.
Which is great. I mean, think about that. In 5 years, they've got all that up there. His plan is to have 42,000 up in the sky.
That sounds like too many. I mean, you have to navigate them when you're leaving Earth. I mean, he's trying to fly to Mars, but he's going to block he's going to create traffic getting to Mars with all his satellites.
It's going to be like a toll booth.
So how long until cable internet, DSL, and even Wi-Fi or cellular internet is dead and we're all just using Starlink?
Funny you should ask.
Okay.
Is that... not that funny.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Is that there's a satellite system from AST Smart Mobile called Bluebird.
Okay.
And Bluebird is planning on having 90 of these satellites. They just released 5.
40,000 to 90?
Well, the Bluebird satellites are like the size of a football field.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And there's going to be 90. They just put 5 up. They were doing a deal with AT&T. Musk is doing a deal with T-Mobile.
Right.
Okay. Now, So the Bluebird satellites, football field, just say, or basketball court.
Okay.
Basketball court.
Which is probably half the size of a football field.
Yeah, okay, something like that.
That's okay.
Because I'm really into sports.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you're going to be a football commentator.
So it's a basketball court. I had my sports confused. Not a soccer field either. Okay. And not a curling event either.
Bowling alley. Pretty soon we're just going to keep getting smaller and smaller.
Okay, it's
pickleball court.
I was just going to say pickleball court. No, it is a basketball court. And so they put 5 up there, and they're just now, starting to get that system underway with AT&T.
Okay.
Now, a Starlink satellite is, let me see, it's about 10 feet by 5 feet.
Okay.
I mean, they're really small.
Yeah, it's like a kitchen table.
Okay, and then when the solar panels come out, okay, it's 36 feet.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. It doesn't make those sounds.
I can just close my eyes and see it now.
So, answer to your question.
Right.
They got 5 up there from AST Smart Mobile out of Texas, doing the deal with AT&T. The AT&T chief marketing officer actually came out and he said, our plan is that if there's no place where you will not be connected.
Right.
And so probably within, I don't know, probably start rolling out in like 2 years.
So the first consumers will start using
Probably
it
like
in
2
2
years.
years. Okay.
And then I would venture to say like probably within 7 to 10 years.
I was going to say 10 years we won't have cell phones anymore.
No.
It'll all be satellite phones.
Yeah, so you no longer will you have that excuse. I'd call you, but I had no bars. And speaking of, okay, I'm not going to tell a satellite joke.
No.
Because it's always over your head and they never land. All right, now this next story is interesting to me on several levels.
Right.
Stop making fun of me.
I just always can tell where you're going with the hands.
There's not even a joke here.
Oh, okay. I thought we were coming in with another one.
No. See? See how you are?
Carry
This is why you got divorced.
It's very true.
Oh, boy, I can totally relate to her. All right, so there's this mom in Florida, Tampa, and she goes into like a fishing group on Facebook. And she says, it's my son's 13th birthday. And he really wants to go fishing. He watches a lot of YouTube fishing videos, and he really wants to go fishing. But I can't afford the price of a charter. So is there anybody in this fishing group that would take my son fishing? Okay. So a guy comes up, and he's like, okay, I'll take your boy fishing. And then other people say, we'll pay for the charter. So she goes with the guy who says, I've been fishing a charter for like 6 years, and I'll take your little boy fishing. So the guy takes the little boy fishing, little tiny boat, rowboat, and kid catches, I don't know, 35-pound fish.
Oh my, a 35-pound fish?
Yeah, and then brings it home, and they're, and so mom's like telling the whole story. So I'm sitting here, I'm reading this story over at Fox News. I'm thinking to myself, what mother would let her 13-year-old boy go alone with somebody that she just found on the internet? I mean, doesn't that seem strange to you?
Oh, absolutely strange. But I'm trying to see what the story. Everything's fine.
Yes.
He's happy.
Yeah, he's
Everyone's
happy.
safe.
Yes. But
So-
I'm still thinking, like,
How did this make Fox News?
I don't know.
Okay.
Because everything was good. Normally, you're waiting for like
Right.
Fox News, breaking news.
It's
you know?
the news.
I know. No, it's like a nice
If
story.
Natalie Holloway had a great vacation, it would have never made it on the news.
That's awful. Awful for you to
But
say.
it's the truth.
So, but I was just curious because you have a boy who's almost 13. Would you do that?
No, I would go. Like if there was a Facebook community and someone said, hey, I'll take your son. And then everybody else was like, oh, yeah, Charles is great. Charles does this. He ran a charter for years. Charles knows. I'd go with him, but I'm just not going to send him off into the wild blue yonder with a complete stranger.
And then Maddie and I were talking about this, and it was like, maybe she was looking for a guy.
That's true. She was fishing herself.
Yeah, I think so. I thought that was interesting, though. And finally, this. Do you remember that weird Jaguar ad?
Oh, yeah, the one we saw
car
a
ad.
couple weeks ago with Ian.
It looked like a lineup of the previous Biden-Harris cabinet.
It looked like some strange perfume ad, to be honest.
Create exuberance, it said. Live vivid.
Yeah, I don't live vivid.
Copy nothing.
Copy nothing.
Nothing. Well, what happened online is that their new concept car has leaked. Jaguar's new concept car.
That's going to go along with this ad campaign.
Yes.
That they're making.
Yes. I want you to take a look at it right now. Tell me what you see.
I see basically looks like two Matchbox cars.
Doesn't it?
One is pink with no curves.
No, it's Barbie pink, they're saying. It's
Yeah,
Barbie
it
pink.
is Barbie pink. And the other one looks like a smaller version of it, which is like light blue. But they both look like Matchbox cars.
They say it's a sleek, low-slung vehicle
Okay.
with a long bonnet and a wide grille.
Long bonnet. It's a compliment I long to hear myself.
Yeah, I mean, the cat's out of the bag, but it feels like Stray. Just saying. I mean,
I give them credit. Any car company. Here's my biggest problem. And I know you're a car person.
yes.
Every single car that's manufactured for sale in the United States looks exactly the same. They're all white, gray, blue, small SUVs.
Yes,
It's
that's
just
true.
every car on the road. I sit at traffic lights and I go, everybody has the same car as me. Even though they're all different, they all have the same car
Are
as
you
me.
driving a Mitsubishi?
Yeah, Outlander.
Because Barry came to me last week and he's like, there's some car out in the front. And I'm like,
That's where we park.
and the tags are expired for 2 years.
Someone stole my sticker.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, because he thought it was like somebody who like just dropped a stolen car off.
No, someone stole the sticker off the back of my car, which makes it look like I have expired tags. My tags are up to date, but someone stole my sticker.
Okay, don't you think you should go get a replacement?
Nah, that's too much work. So I have them. It's the car's registered. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but somebody's.
They're going to run my tags and they're going to go, oh, it's
Yeah,
registered.
but meanwhile, you get pulled over because you have expired.
Yeah, then I get one over on the cop. I don't have expired plates. Someone stole my sticker. Anywho, I think that I like the car companies that are taking chances. Like, that's what I liked with Tesla and the Cybertruck. I thought it looked different. At least it wasn't the same thing. That looks expensive, but at least it looks different.
Yeah, they didn't say how much it was.
Oh, it's going to be $100,000.
But they're rolling it out at something this evening in Miami. So
The real deal, or
Yeah.
just those pictures?
No, the real deal.
They've developed that car.
Yeah,
Because the pictures we saw were animation.
It'd be like, no, it's like Barbie pink. That's the one that they want people to buy is Barbie pink.
Well, I'm definitely going to check it out. I
was
want to see what it
thinking
looks like in
about
real
it.
life.
You know what? And I bet you there's going to be a line to buy this car.
You think so? You think it's going to be popular?
It's going to be called a barbecue.
That's why you kept saying Barbie pink. I'm like, why is she so obsessed with this color of Barbie pink? Oh, her punchline makes no sense if she doesn't say it 36 times in a row.
Hey, Barbie. Hey, thanks for joining us for Kim Commando today. And just a reminder that if you're getting the audio version of Kim Commando today, we love that. You just want to get the video version so you can see how incredibly handsome Andrew is. Go to youtube.com/Kim Commando. That's youtube.com/Kim Commando.
That was weird.
What?
Usually you go the opposite.
I was kind of like throwing a loop here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is this like a new Kim for the month of December?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
Are those socks I bought you?
No. So, quick question.
That's why they're gray.
When's the last time? They were bleached. These were bleached socks. When's the last time you purchased a compact disc with music on it?
Purchased? Probably about 2 months ago.
Oh, that's right. You bought some kind of collection that's not available for streaming.
Well, no, because we have, Barry bought one of those Macintosh audio systems.
Which only has one CD in it, right?
No, yes.
You have to keep loading and unloading every single time.
Have you seen a Macintosh?
You got $1 billion worth of technology in your house. You don't have a 6 CD changer like they had in 1985.
Nope, just one. You go over, you push the button, and it opens up, and you put the CD in, and you push it back. And then after like 12 songs, it starts repeating, and you're like, I think I heard that song already.
So how many CDs are you buying a year? Because I didn't even know that people are still buying CDs. 40 million CDs were sold in 2024.
I think I bought 20 million. No, I think I bought, I probably bought like 50.
Where do you find them?
Amazon.
It's the only place, right? Because
Well,
they're
that's
not in
all I
a
go.
store.
No, I just go to Amazon.
Well, 2024, for the second time since 1989, vinyl record sales are going to outpace CDs. 46 million
Wow.
vinyl records. And it's not even, the number would be so much higher, but the supply isn't there. The demand is, but they don't have the supply to meet
Well,
the
it's
demand.
all the millennials and Gen Zers.
Absolutely. But I didn't know that so many people, including you, were still buying music on CDs.
I buy LPs too, vinyl records.
Why don't you just sync a streaming device to your audio system?
We have. And you have to use an iPad in order to connect to it. And the iPad, now this is like first world problems, the iPad always needs a charge. Okay?
So instead of getting up, hold on. Instead of getting up to charge an iPad, you'd rather get up to go change a CD. And then you're looking through your book,
Okay, and
trying to find where the Bee Gees are.
And the only service that works with the Macintosh system is Tidal.
And oh yeah, that's the only streaming service. Okay.
And so I don't know if Tidal's really for like if you're really into hip hop.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's owned by Jay-Z, right?
Yeah. So if you really like that, it's not very relaxing to me.
Okay, I get it.
Not a lot of Christmas tunes.
But
for
you've
me.
been reduced to using 90s technology. You're the digital goddess.
I know, it's so embarrassing.
It's weird.
It's not weird.
It is.
Because I buy all kinds of CDs.
Right.
So I like to buy the compilations.
But do you think now you made the wrong choice in this audio system when setting up your home?
I didn't buy it.
Okay. You buy the royal you, the household.
Okay, Barry put it in. I didn't have a lot of say.
Okay, that's fair.
When you're married, you pick your battles.
But you lost this one.
Okay, so what I do, I just buy a CD, I put it in, and then I walk over to the kitchen and I sing. Or sometimes I put on Apple Music.
Well, now here's some other things, just some other stats. Vinyl's $1 billion industry, just vinyls alone in 2023 and 2024. And it's surpassing movies. Music as a whole is
Really?
surpassing
That's
movies.
interesting to me.
Movies are down to about $40 billion, and music is over the $45 billion mark. So I'm wondering why. Why are movies dying and music is thriving, even with old technology?
Well, I think it's, maybe even like Gen Zers, they sold out their Motorola Razr phone. I mean, that was on a wait list. But with CDs, I think the artists are getting like putting out unique things.
Okay.
I mean, so like, because they're just not. That's why I buy the compilations and the greatest hits. And like
Right.
Leanne Rimes, I love her. Okay, she's got a compilation that I bought. Okay, she has like one disc is like all of her hits, and then the other disc is like the B side.
Okay.
Not his. So it's the best of Rhymes, the worst of Rhymes.
So much hard work to get to such a stupid joke.
No, you laughed.
I'm laughing, yes. But have you ever even listened to Leanne Rimes?
Never.
That's
Never.
the joke.
Sorry, Leanne. It's Kim Commando today. If you're not getting my free newsletter, let me tell you, totally missing out. Okay, we are inches away from 600,000 people who start their day every single day with The Current. And that's what we call the newsletter, The Current.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's pretty amazing. And so you can sign up. It's free, absolutely free. You can go to getthecurrent.com. Once again, that's getthecurrent.com. And in a recent newsletter, I talked about hidden cameras and how small they are.
Okay.
You can have them in water bottles, TV remotes. I mean, it used to be like if you wanted to spy on somebody, like you really needed to do something. And so I did some research.
Hold on real quick. But remember when it used to be the spy camera was like always hidden in teddy bears?
Oh, yeah.
And it was so noticeable that there was a
Yes.
camera inside of that teddy bear. And now you're right. They put them in glasses. A simple
Anything.
pair of glasses.
Pens.
Yeah.
Anywhere. And so I did some research, and because I was trying, what are some recent cases of people getting busted with hidden cams? Okay. So like one is this guy, his name's Will Johnson, a pastor in Michigan. Okay. Put a hidden cam in the bathroom.
Of his own church?
Yeah. Okay. Then,
For the reasons is I'm thinking that
Yes.
he wanted to do this. Okay.
so
Perverted reasons.
yes.
Okay.
Which, one of the comments from the newsletter that I read, some guy wrote, and he's like, why would he want to watch women taking a crap? It's like, all right.
Any jokes for that one, Kim?
Nope. Not me. A chiropractor in Pennsylvania put what looked like to be a working digital clock. It was. And in the digital clock was a camera.
That's how Jared from Subway got busted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what he was using to film his friend's daughters. Was a clock that had a camera built into it.
So the doctor put it in like where people would dress and undress. And how he got caught is somebody in his office saw videos of naked women.
And recognize The Office.
Yes.
Wow.
turned them in. Okay, that's bad. In San Jose, in a Starbucks restroom, they don't have these in the men's side, but in the women's side, there's normally like a bigger stall that there's a baby changing table.
Okay.
So got to change the kid's diaper, put it on there and do the thing. On the baby changing table, somebody had put a hidden camera. So that would look directly in and see everything that was going on right on the toilet.
Are they all nudity based? Or is anyone using hidden cameras for something other than catching people dressing or going to the bathroom?
Well, these are the ones that I was looking for.
Okay.
But the worst one was in Kentucky. An aunt goes into her niece's or whatever bathroom, and she looks up at the shower, and she's like, "Well, that's kind of weird. Like there's like something up there in the vent by the shower." So she pokes around a little bit, and she finds a camera lens, pointed right directly down so you could see everything's going on in the shower.
Right.
So they're thinking, like, where's this coming from?
Yeah, who did this?
Okay, so they open the vent. Turns out the guy in this apartment building who lived above,
He dropped it through his own floor?
yes, drilled a hole in the floor. And so that this way he could look at a 13-year-old taking a shower.
It's awful.
It's called a borescope inspection camera. So it's made for, like, so you can drop it in, you can see what's going on.
The effort that had to go through to determine A, where the shower below me is, B, where exactly the vent is above the shower, and C, angling the camera. That's a lot of work just to see people naked.
I know. I don't really
I've
understand.
never worked that hard in my life to see anyone naked.
You just go to Pornhub.
Right. It's all there.
I mean, but it's just, so I went through in the newsletter about, how do you find these things?
How do you?
Well, I mean, you can look around.
Right,
Or you can
visually.
use a flashlight and, turn off the lights and then see if you see any reflection.
Okay.
When you go on Amazon, there are all these different RF detectors.
Mm-hmm.
And so I actually did some research because the one that we selected is no longer for sale on Amazon. So I found its nearest competitor.
Okay.
And so I put that in the newsletter. They're like, like $40, $50. There's one brand, it's like Kelson, that you have to, like, be a distributor and go through all these hoops to buy. And that one's like $700. So that's probably the best one.
But I mean, is how many people are going to spend $700 to find out there's not a camera in their house?
Yes, exactly. But plus you have to go through, like, all kinds of training. And I mean, I think it's really made for somebody who's, like, doing this for a living.
Correct.
So versus the $50 one on Amazon. But still, it just kind of makes you think, like, okay, where's there a camera?
Do you worry about that? Like when you're in a hotel or Airbnb and stuff like that?
I do look around.
I just assume there is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I mean, especially in Airbnb, someone else's home, I assume they have a camera somewhere for security purposes. So I just make sure that the naked stuff happens in the bathroom area and carry on my way. I mean, on someone
Could be in
else's
the
house.
bathroom.
Well, then, you know what? If they've gone that far, they've gone that far.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
But
I put up a tent in the living room and do
did I tell you about when I went to an Airbnb in Utah?
Yes. Yeah, you told the story on the podcast.
Yeah, that was kind of a crazy one.
But I do kind of assume, I don't really with hotels. That's not one. I think hotels are too big of a business. Wouldn't want to face the lawsuits. But Airbnb are owned by people.
What
and
about Royal
as we
Caribbean Cruises?
They are putting their cameras in there? Well, that was the workers, right? The staff?
Yeah, it was in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
What is the deal with the bathroom? That's what I don't understand.
There's an audience for anything.
Yeah, that's true. I still have my feet on that fetish site.
There you go. Exactly.
What's going on with that?
Also, that's a reminder. I need new picks. I got to freshen up the site. Please.
Need more
Making a
money.
mint.
For the holidays.
Yeah, exactly. Can you put mistletoe between your toes? It'd be great.
It's Kim Commando today, not to be confused with the Kim Commando show, right? That's the big show. And it's been on for a way long time. And, that's how I got into the Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
It's a big deal, just saying.
It is, absolutely.
Anyway, to get the show, just search for Commando wherever you get your podcasts.
So 94%. 94% of all AI submitted college work goes undetected. Now, what percentage do you think of college work is being written by AI? I'm going to say 100.
Yes, okay. Might as well just go there.
So I read this story this morning, and it was saying how education is so strongly affected by artificial intelligence, and that we've gotten to a point where a year ago, professors could all detect the AI that was being written because it was all cookie cutter.
And it was all a big deal. It was like, oh, yeah, they're submitting it.
Right, but ChatGPT wasn't as good, it didn't have as much variables as it does now, where you can tell ChatGPT or any of these chatbots the style and the tone you want it written to. They can learn, you can upload your old work and the ChatGPT can learn your own writing style and duplicate that. So it's becoming impossible for professors to detect, and they've kind of just given up.
Yeah, I think they have.
They have.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause they came out. I mean, they used to have like about a year ago. They were all coming out like, well, we're going to put every paper through the AI detection tools and make sure that you're not. It's like, well, what? Okay, so we don't hear anything about that anymore.
No, the minute you installed that AI detection tool is out of date because AI just taught itself how to bypass the AI detection tool. But it was interesting that I read this article this morning because there was a conversation over the Thanksgiving holiday where a 24-year-old and an 18-year-old were having a conversation about applying for schools. And the 18-year-old was like, I just want to go in the state. I don't want to leave. I want to be close to home. And the 24-year-old was like, you're being dumb. You have a 5.0 GPA. You need to go out and find really good schools to at least apply to. And he immediately said, go upstairs, get on ChatGPT, and fill out those applications. And I was like, an application is now meaningless.
Yeah.
Because which 18-year-old is not going, it's second nature to them to say, go to ChatGPT to do the work. With employment, and you're hiring someone, is a resume now meaningless because you know it's being spit out by ChatGPT?
It's really difficult because, we're hiring and we have given people assignments, tell us how you would do this.
Right.
And every one of them that I look at was written by ChatGPT.
So you can tell, even with the naked eye, you can tell.
Oh, it's obvious.
Because no one's trying. They're not trying their best to cover it up.
I think there's one person who I think tried to cover it up.
Okay.
By putting in some like real life examples.
Okay.
But when you see like bullets and lists and
right.
You're like, okay, well that's just all chat. And then
at least change the font. Don't use the ChatGPT font.
Robota or whatever
it's called.
Yeah. So it's hard.
I was just sitting there thinking, resumes, college applications, these are things that are becoming meaningless. Because if ChatGPT is writing them all, then you're not going to be able to use them to tell a difference between candidate A or candidate B.
And because you're not going to know if they really have it.
Right.
Or look at a cover letter or look at their portfolio or whatever it may be.
So what becomes the most important thing when it comes, I mean, you're an employer, you hire people all the time. What becomes the most important thing you look at then with an applicant?
Bringing them in.
Okay.
Talking to them.
But you have to narrow them down to people. So is it like, I'll look at their experience, they have enough experience that I'm going to bring them in?
Yeah, I look at experience.
Okay.
See what they've done in the past, see what they can do. But that is interesting about college.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because some people are saying like, well, why do you even need to go to college? Why even go to college now? I mean,
right.
with AI.
Sure.
I mean, is it really something that you're going to do? Why spend the $50,000 a year? Or
$50,000? What is that? Not 1 year at UCLA?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
$50,000 doesn't even get you a degree anymore.
That's ASU.
In-state, if you're an in-state student, I think.
Oh no, out of state is $50,000. In-state, I think, is like 10
per year.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's still a degree is going to cost you $50,000.
Yes, exactly. I mean, Ian, he went to USC, and that was like $80,000 a year.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy. It is. But when you look at, he was just showing me this, that when you look at the average salary of somebody who graduates from USC, it's actually higher than somebody who doesn't. But he works here. He's trying to justify a raise. So, but I'm sitting there, I'm going like, dude, I paid for that college degree. Right. I'm already upside down.
So then I was also wanted to ask you this question when I was thinking about this, is that I think resumes are obsolete because they're all written by ChatGPT. Schoolwork may be obsolete because it's all written by ChatGPT. College education, is there any other thing I'm missing that is literally obsolete because that generation, I mean, the 24-year-old without even skipping a beat was like, go on ChatGPT and get it done. It is first nature to them. Already, after only 2 years, it is their instincts to go there.
It's my instinct.
Okay, but you're in the tech world. I think other people in your generation, it's a much small percentage that are going to even think of ChatGPT to do anything for them.
Well, I think once you get into it.
But is there anything else that's becoming obsolete?
Oh, God, so many things.
Yeah.
I mean.
Websites, maybe?
Oh, yeah, we've talked about it. Websites are dead.
Yeah.
They're dead. I mean, they're just dead. I mean, it's, having that, being a website developer, you need to just like close that door and move on. I mean, you also have like people who read x-rays. They're finding that AI is 94% better at reading an x-ray than a person.
Which is crazy.
And so it touches every single aspect of what we're doing. And that's why it's like, I keep writing about it, keep talking about it, because I want people to get it. And I don't know if they get it, because over the holidays, there was a person who came to me and said that, that I was wrong, and that all this is a fad, and that people are going to get tired of AI, and then they're going to go back to websites. I'm like, what? What is that? And who said that?
Well, you can just follow the money. I agree it is a fad. The fact that everyone has to have AI in everything. I bought an apple yesterday. It had AI inside, a literal fruit apple. But I do agree that it is the future. But there is a fad element to it. I get what they're saying there.
It could be. But it's not a fad that's going away. It's only going to be growing.
There'll only be one or two companies that survive. Just like the .com bust and all that, there'll be one or two companies that survive that we use for the future.
And and I have a great joke about it. I do.
I know. I'm getting ready.
Okay, are you ready for it?
Yes. I got my laughing voice on.
Okay. Do you notice this is what we call a segue in broadcasting. It's a professional segue.
Lay it on me.
Okay. The sun does not need a college degree.
No? Mm-mm. Why doesn't the sun need a college degree?
Because it already has 28 million of them. Yet it's like the sun is 28 million degrees. The sun doesn't need to go to college. I probably screwed up the joke.
Maybe. I don't know, because I didn't get it.
The sun.
We'll edit it in post.
The sun in the sky.
Yeah, I understood which sun you were talking about. Still doesn't make it hilarious.
Oh, you know what? I hear everybody laughing in the control room.
I don't. Those are soundproof walls.
All right, I lied. Caught me. All right, folks, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. Make sure that you hit that big old like and subscribe and leave some comments about how funny I am, because this way Andrew will believe that people really think that I'm funny. Right, Andrew?
Yeah, that's what it'll be. It's not the real world experience I have listening to you every single week.
I'm so funny.